Your body has 78 organs. Some of them you could lose right now, today, and be home by Thursday. Some of them give you 4 minutes. We are going to rank all of them, from the ones your body doesn't seem to need at all, to the ones where losing them is less of a medical problem and more of a philosophical one. My name is Genza. I am a doctor. I have opinions about your organs. Let's start with the ones that are, frankly, freeloading. Tier 1. You'll be fine. The appendix, gallbladder, spleen, tonsils. First tier. These are the organs your body treats like a junk drawer. They're in there. They technically do things. Those things can be done by other parts of your body or not done at all, with no meaningful consequence to your survival. The appendix. Small pouch. Hangs off your large intestine on the lower right. It has been inside you your entire life, doing approximately nothing you can measure. Current scientific thinking. It may help recolonize gut bacteria after illness. It may have had a larger role in our evolutionary past. It may simply be left over. What happens when you remove it? Nothing. You wake up from surgery, you go home, you eat a sandwich, your body does not notice. Over 300,000 appendectomies are performed in the United States every year. Not a single person has died from the absence of an appendix. The appendix is the organ equivalent of a reply-all email. It exists. Nobody asked for it. Removing it is a relief. The gallbladder stores bile from your liver, releases it when you eat fat to help with digestion. This is its entire job. What happens when you remove it? Your liver continues producing bile, which now drips directly into your small intestine on a continuous basis instead of being stored and released. Your body adjusts within weeks. Some people eat slightly less fried food afterward. Most people eat exactly the same amount and are fine. 700,000 gallbladder removals in the United States every year. It is one of the most common surgeries performed. The gallbladder was apparently designed to be optional. The spleen filters your blood, removes damaged red blood cells, stores platelets, helps produce antibodies. This is actually more useful than the appendix or gallbladder. What happens when you remove it? You become slightly more susceptible to certain bacteria, specifically Streptococcus pneumonia, Haemophilus influenzae, and Neisseria meningitidis. You get vaccinated against them, sometimes take a low-dose antibiotic long-term, and live your life completely normally. Athletes have had splenectomies and returned to professional sport. The spleen is doing real work. It is also entirely replaceable by vaccines and a small daily pill. Tonsils! We remove these in children so routinely that the surgery has its own flavor of ice cream tradition. No further commentary required. Tier 2, you'll need a pill. The thyroid, one kidney, the stomach. Second tier, these organs are removable and survivable, but they require your body or modern medicine to compensate for what they were doing. One kidney. You have 2. You need approximately 1.3. The remaining kidney hypertrophies, it physically enlarges and increases its filtration capacity to roughly 75% of both kidneys' original combined function. You notice no difference in daily life. Living kidney donors, people who voluntarily give one kidney to a stranger, have normal life expectancy. You are right now carrying more kidney than you require. The thyroid. Small butterfly-shaped gland at the base of your neck. Produces T3 and T4, the hormones that regulate your metabolism, heart rate, temperature, and energy levels. Essential for life. Also entirely replaceable with a small white pill called levothyroxine, taken once daily that costs approximately $6 a month. Remove the thyroid completely. Take the pill. Your body does not know the difference. Your TSH levels normalize. Your metabolism runs correctly. You live a normal life. The thyroid is the organ most successfully impersonated by pharmaceutical intervention. The stomach. This one surprises people. You can have your entire stomach removed. The surgery is called a total gastrectomy, and it is performed for stomach cancer. After surgery, your esophagus is connected directly to your small intestine. You eat small, frequent meals. You require vitamin B12 injections because the stomach normally produces intrinsic factor, which enables B12 absorption. You manage these adjustments. People live for decades after total gastrectomy. Your stomach is, functionally, a very sophisticated holding tank with some acid. Your small intestine was doing the real work the entire time. Tier 3, you'll need a machine. Both kidneys, the pancreas. Third tier, these organs are survivable without, but survival requires significant medical infrastructure. Both kidneys. Your kidneys filter approximately 180 liters of blood every day. They remove urea, creatinine, excess fluid, and dozens of other waste products. Without them, these compounds accumulate in your blood, a condition called uremia. Without treatment, it is fatal within days to a few weeks. With dialysis, you can survive indefinitely. Hemodialysis, 3 sessions per week, 4 hours each, at a clinic. Your blood is removed, filtered by a machine, returned to your body. The machine is doing what your kidneys did in approximately 12 hours of work per week versus the 168 hours your kidneys worked. You are alive. You are not comfortable. The kidney transplant waitlist in the United States currently has over 90,000 people on it. The machine works. The machine is not the same as the organ. The pancreas. The pancreas has 2 jobs. The exocrine pancreas produces digestive enzymes and releases them into your small intestine. The endocrine pancreas, specifically the islets of Langerhans, produces insulin and glucagon, which regulate blood sugar. Remove the pancreas entirely in a total pancreatectomy. The exocrine function is replaced with oral enzyme capsules taken with every meal. The endocrine function becomes type 3C diabetes, the most brittle and difficult to manage form of diabetes because without glucagon you have no counter-regulation when your blood sugar drops too low. This is survivable. It requires intensive management. People do it. The pancreas is replaceable. It just requires replacing 2 separate systems simultaneously with imperfect substitutes. Mid-video CTA. Before the list gets significantly less cheerful, comment below which organ you thought was essential that turned out to be optional. And hit subscribe because we are not done, and the next 2 tiers are the ones where the language changes from inconvenient to irreversible. Okay, back to the board. Tier 4. You have hours. The liver. 4th tier, 1 organ. This one changes the tone. The liver. The liver performs over 500 distinct biological functions. It filters toxins from your blood. It produces bile for fat digestion. It synthesizes proteins, including clotting factors, without which your blood will not stop. It regulates glucose, converting excess to glycogen for storage and releasing it when blood sugar drops. It metabolizes drugs and alcohol. It produces cholesterol. It stores vitamins A, D, E, K, and B12. It generates heat. There is no device that replicates the liver. Liver dialysis machines exist in experimental form. They can perform some filtration functions for short periods. They are not a substitute. They are a delay. In acute liver failure, the kind that can follow acetaminophen overdose, certain viral infections, or sudden loss of blood supply, the liver fails within hours. The toxins it was filtering accumulate. Ammonia builds in the blood and crosses the blood-brain barrier, causing hepatic encephalopathy, confusion, disorientation, loss of consciousness. Clotting factors disappear. Bleeding becomes uncontrollable. Without a transplant, acute liver failure is fatal in 24 to 72 hours. The liver can regenerate. You can remove 75% of a healthy liver, and it will regrow to full size within 8 weeks. It is the only internal organ with this capacity. This is remarkable. It is also completely irrelevant if the remaining 25% is not healthy enough to sustain you while it regenerates. The liver is the organ that has the most functions, the least adequate mechanical substitute, and the most complicated relationship with the concept of its own removal. Tier 5. You have minutes. The lungs, the heart. 5th tier. The language changes. The lungs. Your lungs deliver oxygen to your blood and remove carbon dioxide. Without this exchange, your cells begin failing within seconds and your brain begins sustaining damage within 4 minutes. You can survive without functioning lungs on ECMO, extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, a machine that oxygenates blood outside the body and returns it. ECMO is used as a bridge to keep patients alive while the lungs heal or while a transplant becomes available. It is not a permanent solution. No one has gone home on ECMO. Without breathing and without ECMO, you lose consciousness in approximately 20 seconds. Brain damage begins at 4 minutes. Brain death follows. The lungs are in Tier 5 and not Tier 6 for one reason only. A machine can temporarily replace them. The machine cannot follow you home. The machine cannot come to your daughter's school play. The machine is not lungs and the heart. Your heart beats approximately 100,000 times a day. It pumps 5 liters of blood per minute, delivering oxygen and removing waste from every cell in your body. When it stops, circulation stops. When circulation stops, the brain, which receives 20% of your total cardiac output despite being 2% of your body weight, begins to fail. Cardiac arrest without CPR. Brain damage begins in 4 to 6 minutes. The purpose of CPR is not to restart the heart. It is to manually maintain enough circulation to keep the brain alive until the heart can be restarted. Total artificial hearts exist. The syncardia. Total artificial heart has kept patients alive for over 4 years while awaiting transplant. It requires an external driver unit, a machine the size of a small carry-on bag that the patient carries or wheels everywhere. You are alive. You are carrying your heart outside your body, in a bag. The heart can be replaced. Replacement comes with significant constraints and is not available to everyone who needs it. The heart is in Tier 5, not Tier 6, because of the bag. Tier 6, seconds, goodbye. The brain, last tier, the brain. 3 pounds of tissue, 86 billion neurons, approximately 100 trillion synaptic connections. Every memory you have, every skill you have learned, every person you recognize, every decision you have made in your entire life. The thing that is reading this sentence and understanding it. The thing that makes you, specifically you, rather than someone else. Without oxygen, neurons begin dying within seconds. Consciousness ends in 10 to 20 seconds. Irreversible damage begins at 4 to 5 minutes. The biological threshold beyond which the person who was there cannot come back is measured in minutes. We can replace lungs, we can replace hearts, we have machines that replace kidneys, devices that replace the pancreas's insulin function, pills that replace the thyroid's hormones. We have removed every other organ in this list from a living human being, and that person has survived. We have no device that replaces the brain. We have no transplant option. We have no pill. We have no machine. The brain is not in this tier because it fails fastest. It is in this tier because it is the only organ on the list for which medicine has no substitute, no workaround, and no fallback. Every other organ's absence can be managed. The brain's absence is not a medical problem. It is the end of the problem. There is a version of this conversation where that's a terrifying thing to say. There is also a version where it's the most important thing your brain has ever heard, because of everything it understood when it did. Closing. So, the tier list. You could lose your appendix, your gallbladder, your tonsils, and your spleen and be home before the weekend. You could lose your thyroid or a kidney and manage it with modern medicine without significant interruption to your life. You could lose both kidneys and survive on a machine that 3 times a week does what your body used to do continuously. Lose the liver, and you are in a race with the clock for a transplant. Lose the lungs or the heart, and you are buying hours, maybe days, with a machine that cannot follow you home. The brain does not have a tier below it, which is, depending on how you think about it, either the most alarming or the most remarkable thing on this entire board. The appendix is free, the brain is priceless, and somehow both of them are in the same body. That body is yours. Comment below which tier surprised you most. Subscribe because next week, Genza has a career for you to live through. We will see you then.